opening. I forgot to do the joke. Don't matter. We're live. Here we are. Welcome into MJT. I am Tony Tucker. I am joined by NFL Mike and Joe Morley. We are going to do a wrap up of week 2. And if you are feeling salty about your team or your fantasy teams are 0-2, just stick around and vent with me. I need help. I need a help. No, you did it. It's all.
As you can tell, the season's going great for all of us so far.
Yeah.
I was so shocked when I was like, wow, he hit it right on when I just needed a hug. Just the desperate little thing. I will use the opening. I created it. Will still work on our next show. But let's stay focused here. Here's the rundown of the show. We're going to give quick thoughts on each one of the 16 games that took place. We will then be talking a little bit of fantasy football towards the end of the show. But we're going to go back in. I know it was a while ago, and this is a painful one for me and Mike. But let's start with Chargers losing on Thursday Night Football to the Chiefs, 24-27. Herbert with the injury. We're still waiting on pins and needles for that. Mike, what's a quick little run-on sentence thought that you have about this game?
Yeah, I'll just say that I think looking at from a fan's point of view, the Chargers defense looks like it's fixed, and it looks like the Chargers are legitimate AFC contenders. They end up losers in this game. A lot goes the other direction for the Chargers, but overall, when you look at it, you got to be positive as a Chargers fan right now. Hardest part of the schedule, we come out 1-1, and we come out looking impressive. So I'm going to go Chargers defense is fixed as the one takeaway, and that I underrated the Chiefs D-line.
Joe?
Well, I think the Chargers started off the week and started the damn trend of the week of not keeping your foot on the gas when you needed to. Like, they had a great lead, and they gave it away. And it's against a tough AFC West opponent, and we kind of underrated the Chiefs, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. His Venmo is a little light. It was a direct deposit to all those referees. You don't get to throw 5 interceptions and then end up with 0 interceptions at the end of the game. That was a horseshit game. The better team lost, and in the end, Chargers will reign supreme. Let's go to the weekend, and we will start with the New England Patriots losing to beating the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-14. Belichick remains unvanquished, going 0-2 to start off a season. They win a close one. Mike, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, we saw a little preview of it in week 1. The Steelers came out with the victory thanks to 4 Joe Burrow interceptions, but there may be a real QB problem with the Steelers, and we may see Kenny Pickett a lot earlier than we thought. You saw how he looked in the preseason. Mike Tomlin's got to be looking at that film and seeing how Kenny Pickett can possibly improve this passing game, because it seems like Pittsburgh's offense really struggled the last 2 weeks. They kind of got bailed out against the Bengals. So I'm going to go with we may see a new QB take over in Pittsburgh earlier than we thought, maybe around midseason or maybe even before that.
Joe?
I hated this game because, as you guys know, my son Jake does his picks of the week, and he took the Patriots, and the whole time we were going, why are you taking the Patriots? And then he had to shove it in my face that the Patriots won. And I don't think Trubisky is more of the problem. I just think the play calling is the problem. It was the problem in week 1 with Matt Canada over there, that they need to get it going on their – they got the defense going. But, hey, Patriots, I think we figured it out. Everybody was high on Rashawn Stevenson. Damian Harris is the number 1 running back. Damian Harris is the running back. When you get him going, Patriots win.
Yeah, I was just going to say this, that the Patriots should no longer just even put jerseys on their name. They should all just wear like Belichick Jr. It doesn't even matter. Like, I don't even know half the players on the field, like outside the few stars they have. And every time I look up, they just keep making plays. I have no idea how they beat the Steelers. So congratulations. Belichick does it again. And this is why I had him as a 10-win team, because I can't identify the wins, but I know they're going to get 10 of them. Let's go to what I am coining the future backup of America Bowl between the Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants, where In a barn burner, the Giants win 19-16. Panthers fall to 0-2. G-Men 2-0. Mike.
Yeah, I don't think that the Giants played like a lights out game. I think it's just clear now that even with a healthy Christian McCaffrey, the Panthers are not a great team. They may have a lot of young talent. They just aren't a great team. And the Matt Rule fired by Thanksgiving take is looking really good, fellas. It's looking really good.
Joe.
Did you guys know that Andrew Thomas is the best ranked offensive lineman in the league after 2 weeks? He's the offensive tackle for the New York Giants. Brian Daboll came in here. He changed the culture a little bit. I don't care how you win. If you win by 1 point or 3 points, you're winning, right? Brian Daboll's doing his thing. Everybody wrote the Giants off, and they're 2-0, and I'm giving them the credit. I'm not going to back away from it. Barkley's looking good. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I'm not giving any credit yet, but I will say this. Both of these teams have quarterbacks that are being dragged down by backup quarterbacks. They have solid defenses, electric running backs, good weapons on the outside of the football, and then guys that are essentially auditioning to be backup quarterbacks in the NFL within the next couple of years. I can't imagine either one of these guys starting in 2 or 3 years if these coaches or the future coach of the Panthers want to have a permanent job in these places. Let's go to what I think may have been the most exciting game of the weekend. The Jets and the Browns. Jets, Jets pull it off with a 1-point victory. The hero from the week before, Cade, comes up short, doink, wide right, whatever it was on the extra point. Jets get a dub. Mike, what do you think on this one?
I'm going to keep this one short and just pass on to my man, Joe. Joe Flacco owns the Browns. Go ahead, Joe.
Joe Flacco is back? I don't know. But Garrett Wilson, welcome to the NFL. This is what they wanted from their first-round pick. This is what they wanted to see from a wide receiver in New York for a long time. 102 yards, 2 touchdowns for a rookie. Hey, and anytime the Browns, you can beat the Browns, I'm good with it. I want the Browns to lose every game. I don't know why. I'm rooting against the Browns this week or this year, Tony.
Oh man, it's so funny coming off the heels of him talking about receipts and then they get this kind of a win he needed so desperately. If Nick Chubb takes a knee inside the 1 yard line right there, the Browns run out the clock and win the game. But of course, the Browns, that cannot happen. I think Nick Chubb had another scenario where fantasy managers were pissed because he took a knee inside the one before. This time he scores. You think a 13-point lead is safe with what's left of Joe Flacco at quarterback? No, not enough. Not enough. Congratulations, Jets. Celebrate. Colts, the Indianapolis junior varsity Colts played the Jacksonville Jaguars and got stomped out 24-0 in Duval. Mike, you go first.
Yeah, the Colts are on the brink of panicking, but I'm not going to say completely panic yet. I still think they're a really talented team. They're playing with a lot of injuries. They were down both the wide receivers and their best defensive player in Shaquille Leonard. And I'm going to say it. The Jaguars, if Trevor Lawrence can play like that and they could stay turnover free, are officially an underrated team this year. They could sneak up on some teams.
The ice is melting. Matty Ice is melting. He's done. If you want your quarterback, you want to see where quarterbacks go to die, send him to Indianapolis because that revolving door is sucked for the last couple of years, and that's where you go to play crappy quarterback play right there in Indianapolis. 3 interceptions by Matt Ryan, and you have Jonathan Taylor, the guy that everybody was building up, and he goes out there and gets 9 carries against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville owns Indianapolis. That's your daddy. Say hi, daddy, every time you go down there because what's that, 8 losses in a row in Jacksonville? God, hey, we talked about this last week. This could be the game that this is what Matt Ryan and that organization wanted to do. They got beat by Jacksonville that knocked them out of the playoffs. This was the game you're supposed to win. Heads could roll for this one. I'm not surprised they didn't wake up and say people are fired.
Tony, are we going to let him talk about Phillip Rivers like that?
Phil, I can't. I don't want to go. I don't want to go down that road. But let's just say this: Matt Ryan was essentially throwing to a European vacation. I think they had a receiver named Dublin and a receiver named Paris. Neither one of these guys should be starting or getting targets in the NFL. So it's fine. I am not that worried about the Colts yet because of that division. And I still think they'll have enough to win it, and it will be ugly. But I think the Colts will find a way to be victorious. I would like to say, though, Doug Peterson, very, very nice turnaround there. They've drafted defensively well. I'm going to go into the one thing I'm worried about, the Jaguars defense coming up on Nuts and Bolts Friday. Catch me and Mike. Subscribe over there on our YouTube channel. Let's move along to this game. This game just, it makes me freak out. I'm so sorry. The Ravens and the Dolphins. Are you kidding me? All the Tua love comes after that game where I'm just like, can anybody intercept the ball or play even a little shred of defense in this game? Dolphins get the win 42-38. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, I've teased a few landing spots for Lamar Jackson if he should leave the Baltimore Ravens this offseason. I've teased Tampa, New York, Tennessee, if they want to put him in front of Malik Willis, all these different places. But I think Miami is his best bet after seeing the weapons and what they did in the second half and how they can just kind of take over a game and cause some blown coverages. Tua deserves a ton of credit because Tua on both of the late blown coverages looked the safety away from where he was trying to throw the ball. That was planned. That was practice. They did that on purpose. I just still think that offense is going to need down the stretch a playmaker and a guy that's going to – he underthrew both those passes still. But, yeah, Tua gets his credit. I think that Lamar watched that from the sideline, got a front row seat of what that offense can do if he should think about leaving this offseason. Miami Dolphins in the wild card picture this year, it looks like.
21-point lead. 21-point lead blew by the Baltimore Ravens. You don't see that. I told Mike, and Mike never believes me about the Ravens, that I think the Ravens defense is what runs this team. They had a bunch of injuries. Once the injuries started hitting on that defense, that went to crap because you can let Lamar do his thing, but if you can't stop nothing, you just let Tua. You let Tua throw 6 damn touchdowns all over you, and I had to eat crow because of what I said at halftime, but Tua and his receivers finally listened to him. They got open, they let Tua see him, and they threw him the damn ball.
This game was so bad by the Ravens, who their trademark is defense. I just don't understand what I was seeing. Some of these touchdowns, some of these plays were just floaters, just waiting to be picked off. To me, this game, I can only chalk it up to it just being early season, not really together. I had the Dolphins as a 10-win team, but to watch this and to just see everybody brag about how great Tua was, if you think that was sustainable or successful or super, I don't know. Whatever. Congratulations to a great game. You put up crazy numbers. I hope it continues for Dolphins.
There's no way you played Tua in fantasy. There's no way. Get that out.
Some people did. These deeper leagues, he actually is in a few lineups. And it feels like we're bashing Tua. Tua had a phenomenal second half at the end of the day. But I just want to point out that everyone that's trying to come at the Tua doubters and be like, you're wrong. It's like, we've been doing this for 3 years now. And that is the first half where I've seen a glimpse of me possibly being wrong about Tua. First half.
Hey,
Not even the whole game. The first half of the game was terrible for him. They were down by a lot.
Dolphins fans that we've had on the show that have talked bad about Tua are now going out there and go, what about all these haters? Where are you at, Tua haters? Like, shut up. Do it again. Let me see you do it again.
That's my problem. That's why I'm frustrated, because it's a half of football where everything had to break right. And now they're all saying everybody is an idiot who even has a little question, a little like, if you doubted him at all, look at what he just showed you. You're wrong about him. It's like Mike White threw for 500 yards in this league last year. Josh Johnson came in in a backup role and threw for 500 yards in this league. Like, could we get a little consistency before you just start calling everybody an idiot after one game? I get it. It's excitement. Everybody's hyperbolic. But I just was so annoyed with everybody rushing to the internet to tell you that you're an idiot because of that one game.
Joe Flacco just performed a very similar miracle with Garrett Wilson at wide receiver 1 in the same weekend.
drive me nuts. Okay, let's
Yeah.
move on to
The NFL. Let's go on to the next
move
one.
on to another game. We got part-time Tom Brady getting his first regular season win against the Saints in Nolans, 2010 Buccaneers. Mike, go ahead.
What a crazy game as far as like the offense is just not showing up at all. It was 3-3 into the fourth quarter of that game. And I'm just going to say that my takeaway from this game is that the Saints offense is not as good as I thought it was at the beginning of the year. That's 2 straight games. They pulled out the other one in the end down the stretch with a crazy fourth quarter from Jameis Winston. But so far in 7 of the 8 quarters, the Saints offense has been shut down. Other than Michael Thomas, they don't really have a bright spot right now. Joe?
Well, did you hear, what was it, White, who came out after the game and said, well, Winston played for us. You guys saw what he did to us. He threw 30 picks. So we knew he was going to throw interceptions, and then we picked it off and took it to the house. You guys, they know Winston in and out in that organization. They should have went out and did it. Yes, we're used to the Saints beating the Buccaneers, but it is what it is. Winston probably shouldn't be playing these damn games. He has, 3 broken bones in his back or something like that? His back's broken. It's broken, Tony.
This just reminded me of what are you thinking, Tony? You took Jameis Winston over Tom Brady in a game that I knew it was going to be a defensive battle. And then one of these quarterbacks was going to have to make plays down the stretch. And I was just captured by what Jameis was able to do at the end of the game and thought there was enough weapons. It was just classic Tom. I read a report or heard a report that Tom Brady is taking off Wednesdays. So now he has Tuesday day off and Wednesdays off. And he's still 2-0, about to be 3-0 against what's left of the Green Bay Packers. Give me a break. Get out.
But what does Wednesdays off even mean? Isn't Tom Brady already taking Wednesdays off? Or they mean like he's not going to the facility on Wednesdays?
I read that he's going to be away from the team on Wednesday. I heard or read it. I can't remember where. I really should start documenting this a little bit better. Well, maybe the internet can find it for me.
I should have too. This Josh guy came from my TikTok live, 2-hour live, just to leave this comment.
Damn, we suck. We have under 4,000 subscribers, guys. We're like,
we suck. This guy took the time out of his day to leave TikTok, go search for us on YouTube just to leave this comment.
If Raiders had Tua, they would be 0-3 right now. They would have lost 3 games in 2 games.
Is he a Dolphins fan who just needed to come over and harass?
Do you guys think you're anything more than casuals? No.
Appreciate your time, Josh. Thank you.
Hey, but thanks for the view and the comments, Josh. Keep it up.
Subscribe while you're here so you can get to know us a little better.
Continue to harass. I'm fine with it. Moving on.
Haters wanted. That's all I say.
Lions putting up. This is their 3rd week in a row. I think they scored 30 at the end in week 18 last year. They have 30 plus points in each of the first 2 games this year. They beat the Commanders at home. Great speech after the game. I love seeing Dan Campbell getting rowdy. Just seems like one of the guys. 1-1 Detroit Lions. Mike, thoughts on Lions v Commanders week 2?
Oh yeah, the Lions' talent really flashed in this game. And you could see when they put it all together, even with Jared Goff at quarterback, this team has some dynamic weapons. I want to give a shout out to Amon-Ra St. Brown. This dude looks like he is the real deal at the wide receiver position. And he's only going to keep growing and keep getting better. And I think the Lions, whether it's via the draft or via free agency next offseason, are going to get a quarterback in there for him. And we're really going to see what this kid can do. But yeah, I'm going to say that the Lions have a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know if I believe in the coaching. I don't know if I believe in the defense yet still. I do believe in that talent, though. Joe, 10 wins. That's 1.
Hey, I was high on the Lions beginning the season. This offense, Tony, and hey, you have to believe in the Lions after watching what the Eagles did last night. They put 35 points last week, now 36 this week. They almost gave it back up, but we said this was going to be a shootout. St. Brown looks like he is unstoppable, Tony. This offense, yes, the defense has holes, and they're going to give up a lot of points. But if you can score more than the other team, you win in this league, right? That sound like John Madden right there?
Yeah, you did. I'm sorry. I got distracted by Josh's last comment. That's hilarious, Josh. In this game, it made me feel bad for Ron Rivera. I really like Ron. I think he's a great coach. But it's supposed to be a defensive team. It's like this is a defensive football team or their identity or whatever it is. I'm confused about Washington and how this season is going to look for them. Is there a chance that they could be battling it out with the Cowboys in the bottom of this division? Although I still think it's the Giants, but we'll get to that later. Next game. Sorry, lost my spot over here. Seahawks, 49ers. 49ers win. They bounce back 27-7. Mike, go.
I saw my dad. Happy birthday, Dad, by the way, for his birthday yesterday. And his first thing he said to me was, did you see the favor that the Seahawks did for the 49ers this year? He said, they took Trey Lance out, and now they have a better QB in there. Trey Lance is still a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. But it's a good thing that they kept Jimmy G, because the season will be over. The season's still alive for the 49ers. But Trey Lance is still a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't care.
Well, Mike's guaranteed good in this division was Trey Lance carrying the 49ers, right? That's a video that's been going on our Instagram page that people keep hitting up.
Not good way anymore.
Come on. It's Seattle. It's the Seattle Seahawks. They were pumped up. We expected Seattle to win 3 or 4 games this year. They went out and surprised people and beat Denver. Good for them that they're pumped up for that. But other than that, they're a shitty team. They're a shitty football team. And 49er fans are hitting the waiver or hitting the internet today thinking that they're going back to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G. Calm the hell down. Your team's still not that good. You beat up a crappy Seattle Seahawks team.
I hope they suck now.
Wait, who does? The Niners?
Yeah, I hope the Niners suck now. Because I'm seeing that take all over the internet that this is some kind of good thing for the Niners. They set up this entire offense all offseason long around a guy that they just traded 3 first-round picks for. You lost 3 first-round picks, and you flushed your entire offensive game plan for the entire season. It is not a good thing. It's far from it.
Yeah, I think more than anything, what I took away from this game was that I ended up watching a full game without any franchise quarterbacks. There's no way that anybody can convince me with how hard they tried to break away from Jimmy G and all of the things that were designed in this offense. And just watching Kyle Shanahan be completely disgusted by the questions that were being asked to him and how broken up he was that he lost Trey Lance in a full year of development for a young kid that really needed to get some game action this year. I was excited about Trey Lance. I'm not even a Niners fan, but I was just excited to see him play and see if he could do it. And now we don't get to see that. We get to watch
a 49er fan in the comments, and he doesn't think they're going to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a good team. And the thing is if they're healthy at the end of the year, they'll be right there because that defense, especially that defensive front, is for real. I mean, I am kind of a little regret not putting Nick Bosa as my defensive MVP. Like that should be the statement. That should be the paper that's on my wall because that guy he's so freaking good. Okay. Sticking around in the NFC West with a bounce back game for the Los Angeles Rams. I guess bounce back game ? They hang on to beat the Atlanta Falcons 31-27. Mike, you're up.
Yeah, and it really was supposed to be a bounce-back game completely for the Rams. That's what it looked like in the first half. But then again, they lose focus in the second half. Let the Rams come back. Jalen Ramsey's beating his chest at that interception at the end. It's like, bro, should have got that interception in the third quarter and put this game away and not let it even come down to the end. Because if the Falcons score, they don't just send it to OT or give the ball back to the Rams with time left. They win the game. I mean, it's over right there pretty much. So I think that the Rams are still a little sleepy following the Super Bowl win. I still believe in this team. I believe in how talented the roster is and the coaching. I think we're seeing like floor. Like if the Rams play bad, if the Rams struggle, this is what we're going to get out of them. It can only be up from here. I'm still believing in that team for the season.
Yeah, the Rams defense and offensive line and everything about that team is no good. Like this is the Super Bowl high. I don't believe that this is going to be the team the rest of the year. They're going to fix it. I believe in Sean McVay and what he can do. And I've doubted the Rams before, and I'm not going to do it again. They had a great lead in this one. They played a little conservative, which we've seen the trend. This is the week 2 trend, Tony, that people got big leads and they played conservative. I think it's going to fix throughout the season.
Well, there's so much talent on the field right now that all of these teams, everything is favored towards the offense. The NFL is getting what it wants by changing all of the rules to favor the offenses. These big comebacks are they're engineered into the rules and the ability for these teams to run. I think also the fatigue factor will start to catch up, like the endurance and training and everything for the defense will get on the same page. But I would just watch this game and I was like, they spent a 4th round pick on Kyle Pitts, and it doesn't even seem like they're trying to scheme the guy open. Like, I just forget that he's on, like, not a 4th round pick, the 4th overall pick on Kyle Pitts, and I can't find him. I don't know. I have my doubts about the Rams, and it's why I have the Niners winning that division. Whew, where am I at? Lost my sight line again. There it is. Joe, cover your ears, mute your mic, my friend. Cardinals, Raiders. Cardinals come back in crazy fashion, 29-23 in OT. Joe, do you want to go first? Do you want to go last?
No,
how do you want to Mike, go.
Man, is the nation in an uproar online. My one takeaway from watching this game, watching the reaction to this game, is that the Raider Nation will turn on their team in 2 seconds, or should I say 2 weeks?
Okay, I'll go real quick, and then you can expound a little bit longer because I know this one had to hurt right here.
Fire Josh.
This game right here was one of the biggest choke jobs I have ever seen in a regular season. I could not believe what I was watching in this game. The amount of times the Raiders had a chance to put this away and did not. I was just like, at home, my mind was blown. Go ahead, Joe.
Cliff Kingsbury and the Arizona Cardinals should be sending gift baskets and all kinds of shit to the Raiders organization right now. Cliff Kingsbury, they just saved your damn job. This Raider defense just saved your job because you should be fired. The way the Arizona Cardinals were playing, the Raiders came out, they had 300 yards to like 100 yards in the first half. They were up 20-0, 23-7 at the end of the third quarter. It's the biggest collapse in Raider history, according to scores and everything like that. They ran, Tony, they were 3 fucking yards away. 3 yards away from a field goal, from field goal position. 3 yards, and you throw the damn ball. One, you throw it downfield, and it almost gets picked off. Then you throw it to Hunter Renfrow, and he fumbles the ball. 3 yards away. You just do what you did in Week 18 against the Chargers. Hand the damn ball to Josh Jacobs and let him run and set up the field goal, and you win the damn game. You win the game, and people are out here, all these fake-ass Raider fans out here going, it's Derek Carr's fault. What does Derek Carr do? He can't. He does what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to do it. He throws the ball. You tell me to throw the ball, he throws the ball. He didn't fumble that ball. He didn't do that. He played well this game. He didn't turn the damn ball over. Arizona and that team, you just made Kyler Murray fucking we probably just turned their damn season around. I was fading the Cardinals all year, and you just made them look like an all-star team. This is one of the crappiest teams in the league, one of the worst coached teams in the league, and you let them come back from a 20-point lead deficit. Like 20-point league deficit. That's fucking, it's nuts.
I think we can call the show there. Week 2 recap. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Get the music, Tony.
I honestly could not believe that I was like, there's no way. And then Max Crosby on 4th down. The one thing I said this offseason, Joe, was he's got to get to the quarterback and finish. And he didn't finish.
There's okay. I can't blame Crosby. I can't blame, like, people are going off on Chandler Jones. There's no interior rush. When they go like this, there's nobody here. There's nobody coming up. They go around the corner. They got their job. The quarterback just steps right up. Why not?
He had him. He had his arms around him on 4th and 4.
Tony, weren't there like a couple interior pass rushers available in free agency this offseason that the Raiders could have signed?
Where did they end up?
Oh, I think they all went to the Chargers.
Oh.
Is it Morgan Fox and Austin Jackson and Sebastian Joseph Day, maybe? Kyler put them on his back, though. We got to give him some credit for that performance late in the game. Terrible for the entire game. But he just said, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm just going to be a damn athlete. And he went crazy. There's one play where he ran 83 yards in one play to gain like 7 yards and score.
I think it was on the 2-point conversion or something like that.
Yeah. Wow.
It was entertaining.
It's not even worth it. Like Josh Jacobs is out of here at the end of the season because this is the second game in a row where they asked him at the end of the game what he thought about the play calling and the running, and he goes, "Hey, I just do what I'm told. I do the plays that they tell me to run." So he's already pissed off that he's not getting the usage that he should be getting.
He should be mad too, and I think a lot of your fans should be mad. You have Daniel Carlson, and you're that close to kicking a game-winning field goal in overtime, and you throw back-to-back plays after he just fumbled. You go back to him. If you are going to throw the ball, then you isolate Waller or Adams or somebody. In whatever. Enough talk about the Raiders.
There's a screenshot also that Carr had Monroe wide open for like 5-10 yards, but easily getting them into field goal range. Instead, he goes to Renfro and the fumble happens.
Well, if Renfro just goes down too, like I loved when you fight for extra yards, but when you fight for extra yards, dumb shit happens, and that's what happens. Like, just go down. It would have still been third down, like in 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2. But I was live. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I went live on TikTok for that final ending. Worst mistake in my life.
I would have smashed my phone. It would have been. I
wasn't home for that time, and I almost like destroyed my hotel room. Like, I should have just like I'll just pay the deposit, whatever it is, and just tear this room up. But
yeah, you're like, that table was in the wall when I got here. Texans, Broncos win again, question mark, 16-9. Mike.
Yeah, if Josh McDaniels isn't the fail hire of the offseason already, I think Nathaniel Hackett might be the fail hire or looking to be the fail hire of the offseason so far. Very rarely in the NFL do you win the game, and I'll come up here and I'll say that was a terrible performance, but that was a terrible performance. Broncos fans were booing the Broncos in their own stadium. That is something that only happens if you are a certain level of bad, and that should not be even reachable with Russell Wilson at quarterback, with the receivers they have out wide, with the defense that they have when they're completely healthy. I know Pastor Tame missed a lot of that game. Nathaniel Hackett is in serious trouble. They need to fix whatever is wrong with that offense, and they need to do it now because Denver is going to lose to any team that is even decent right now. They almost lost to Houston.
Hey, Bronco Country, let's ride. This is the quarterback that you guys wanted, right? This is the guy that you built up. You're one quarterback away from being a championship team. Yeah, right. Barely beating the damn Houston Texans. You lost to the Seattle Seahawks. Your team, at one point, I think I texted you guys that Russell Wilson was like 5 of 16 or something like that. Is that his worst point? And they can't. Once again, a damn coach can't make up their mind of which running back they want to use. You know who the best running back on that team is. Maybe we're being too harsh on Houston, and maybe Houston's a better team than we thought. But let Javonte Williams do his thing. Russell Wilson, you don't have it no more. You're not an elite quarterback. You're not going to win games. You're a game manager. Learn it. Stop letting Russ cook because it's burning.
Ooh.
I watched this and I left thinking to myself, like, Nathaniel Hackett might be in over his head type of a situation where it's the management, the quickness, having the pressure of the moment on you, because there were some times there where it was like, wait, you're inside the 2-yard line and you have Javonte Williams. What are you doing? Run the football. What am I watching right now? There's just a lot of questionable stuff. So they have a tough test at home. They get the 49ers in week 3. I'm not really sure that things head in an even more positive direction for the Broncos, because they got the Seahawks and the Texans, and now you get the 49ers and you're struggling. I don't think it gets easier. So maybe there's a huge jump to week 3. I don't see it. Bengals, Cowboys, Cooper Rush 2-0 as the star signal caller. I didn't see this one coming. I didn't enjoy it at all. The only thing that I won't even say that because I'm trying to be not negative, but it's almost impossible right now. Cowboys win 20-17. Mike, go.
What is going on with the Cincinnati offense right now? I think it is clear that their offensive line upgrades have not fixed the offensive line, but even with a bad offensive line, they were way better than this last year. We talked about it in the preseason that the Bengals could be a team that takes a huge step back from what they were at the end of last year because the run was kind of a miracle run fueled by good breaks at the end of games. It's starting to look like we were right. I am seriously concerned about this Bengals offense because the defense isn't going to carry them. They need the offense to step up.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this yesterday. And I was like, 13 sacks in 2 games with the brand new offensive line. They brought in like 4 different offensive linemen in the offseason, and they're still getting Burrow killed. And I was like, maybe it's not the offensive lineman, maybe it's the play calling, maybe it's the play design that's doing it, right? Because all 4 of these guys can't be this horrible that they just let people run by. Maybe he needs to go and redo some of these plays and get these offensive linemen in better position for blocking. I don't know. That's just me thinking, because we've seen worse offensive line than this do better than this. And you're going to get Joe Burrow done for the season, and we can't see that again. But Cooper Rush did a better job than everybody thinks. You just saw the report today that Dak is ready to come back after 2 weeks. Like, oh, I'm good. I'm good, guys. I'm good. I'm ready to go.
He does feel that heat a little bit with the rush on him. This game to me was like, just run the football, Bengals. If for whatever reason, because I think that a lot of these sacks are on Joe Burrow. I've rewatched this game like 2.5 times now, just trying to just see what's going on. One time I watched it originally, then I watched the highlights. And the more that I watched it, I'm like, I'm not sure that he's like fully back yet from like the off season. He had the appendectomy, and I'm not sure he's like fully back into game mode, because some of these sacks, he just doesn't even seem to be picking up that there's going to be a blitz or a pressure or anything. So like, I think he needs to play a little bit better. But in the meantime, you have Joe Mixon, you have a good veteran in Samaje Perine, and then you have Evans, who is a big running back. Let's just say the game plan is going to be, we're going to run the football 35 times. I would just say, Bengals, run the football a little bit more, help out the offensive line, if that is the case where you made bad investments. Packers, Bears, Packers win 27-10 pretty convincingly. Michael on the microphone.
Yeah, I'll keep this one short too. We kind of expected the Packers to rebound against the Chicago Bears. Aaron Jones led the team in both rushing and receiving. I think that is the formula with A.J. Dillon in the mix as well. That is the formula for Green Bay this year, is to feed those 2 running backs. Keep doing it. That's the biggest takeaway. Hopefully they can continue to find some success, because I want to see a great Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady duel. This is probably our last one, guys.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins, Randall Cobb, those are the guys leading this team. Chicago Bears looked great on their first drive. After that, they were nothing, right? I don't know. I like that what I saw from David Montgomery in this game. But other than that, Packers went out there and did what they were supposed to do. I'm not going to give the Packers a lot of credit, because I want to see them against a better team, because what we saw from week 1 and then week 2 and the start of this game, I'm still kind of iffy on the Packers.
11 pass attempts. Good luck, Justin Fields. I'm really rooting for you. Bills, Titans. Bills. What is going on right here? 41-7 over the Titans. Mike.
The Bills are really good, guys. The Bills are really good. And if they stay healthy, it's the pass rush, really. I think that pass rush is going to wreak havoc when you look at what they have in the secondary. Von Miller can stay healthy throughout the entire year. And the Titans, they're just way, way too one-dimensional now that A.J. Brown is gone. Treylon Burks showing flashes, but not ready to take the workload that A.J. Brown had. Robert Woods, obviously an older veteran player, not the same skill set that A.J. Brown had. They're trying to feed Derrick Henry, and once you get down by 3 scores, how much can you run the ball anymore? It seems like the formula to beating the Titans is commit to stopping Derrick Henry, make them throw the ball. You probably got them, because their defense isn't shutting people down, and they're going to be way too one-dimensional all year long. The Bills do what they are expected to do, except for I needed 5 more yards from Stephon Diggs. 5 more. 5 more. Is that greedy?
Yes, it is. He put on me in fantasy.
Buffalo Bills are just playing with people at this point. Their offense is good. They know what they're doing. Their defense is good. And I'm watching this game last night, and I was like, can Tennessee save some of these turnovers for next week? Like, can you turn this ball over next week like this? Like Mike said, it's easy to beat Tennessee now. Like, you just line up and you get right there and you stack the box against them, and you go, hey, Henry, if you don't beat us, nobody else will. Hey, Mike Vrabel, come here. I got some advice for you. Next week is the right week to start Willis, right? Because the Raiders can't stop a running damn quarterback.
I think so too, actually.
I wouldn't. Malik, his time is coming for sure. I would not be throwing him out here this early. Ryan Tannehill is not long for this job. It is over with. He will be playing somewhere for a team that thinks that if they get a veteran quarterback, their strong defense can help them win.
The Colts.
Oh, the Broncos?
The Colts, the Giants. Yes, one of those teams will be there. I'll just say this. Josh Allen, thank you so much. 1 rush for 10 yards. I want the dude healthy and on the field.
Yeah.
Compared to week 1, where he was all over the place, putting his body at risk. 1 rush, 10 yards, and they still dominated. He did not need to be doing that much running in week 1. Final game of the week. The Philadelphia Fly Eagles fly 24-7 over Kirk. Don't call me primetime Cousins.
Yeah, you're not going to see Kirk stink up the field like that very often, but if he's playing under the lights, he wants them lights turned off because he sucks on prime time. And I don't even know what it is, honestly. He's been in this league for a long time. It shouldn't even affect him anymore. I think maybe just the repeat bad games on prime time are what are making more pressure when he steps in the prime time. He just forgets about all of it and just plays his game. Gets the ball to his weapons. Eagles defense did great, and I think the Eagles flexed a little bit in that Monday night game. I picked the Eagles to win. I thought they were going to win at home, but the way they won, they dominated. At the same time, they secured a lead, which we saw a bunch of teams blow leads. They played great defense. Darius Slay looks like the cornerback one that they need on that defense. The Eagles are legit is my biggest takeaway from this game. I'm very high on the fly. Eagles fly.
Well, this is the Eagles defense that we thought was going to show up in week 1. They got burnt by the Lions for 35 points. They got it corrected. They went out there and they said the Vikings ain't going to do this to us. They shut down the best wide receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson. And Kirk Cousins looked horrible, right? Like, Kirk Cousins, just to let you know, there's other wide receivers on your team but Justin Jefferson. You're looking like Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson. You're just throwing it up there no matter if there's 3 or 4 people on them. Start looking at the other teammates and open it up. You're going to be okay. And where the hell is Dalvin Cook?
Vikings. They're not quite there yet. And I'm not convinced that the Eagles are quite there yet. I think they caught the right team at the right time on Monday Night Football for this. I want to see the Eagles go up against a little bit more before I get there. Again, this is not me trashing the Eagles. I have them at 12-5 and winning the NFC East, but to say that I feel as comfortable as about them going to the Super Bowl as they do the Bills, I'm just not quite there yet, but I'm very happy for Jalen Hurts. That was the moment. Mike, you said they flexed. He literally flexed after throwing that touchdown to Quez Watkins.
I'm a big Hurts fan because Hurts' results in college came from hard work and dedication to the game. And it seemed like that he's carried that to the NFL because it looked ugly his rookie year. It looked ugly last year at times. And he has completely turned it around, and he looks like a guy that could run up the stat sheet and be in some conversations down the stretch. I'm not trying to jinx it. We're 2 weeks into the year. Got a lot of season left. But I do have a question. Would you guys rather, right now in this moment, Raiders need a quarterback, Joe. Would you rather have Tua or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
Tony?
Jalen Hurts.
Me too. Clean sweep to you too.
And replay, you're correct. When Irv Smith dropped that long pass, I was so pissed. I was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Like they had a lot of drop passes yesterday, but there's no excuses.
Okay, that was all the games. Went through them. Let's get to some fantasy. Well, actually, do you guys want to do this? We'll do this real quick. Let's go ahead. Let's have some crow, bro. Who do you want to get? Who did you trash or think was going to lose, and you want to give it up to?
This is a team, right, that I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's just a team that you call.
I will take my hat off. If this was a rated PG-13 thing, I'll take my shirt off too and eat crow because I had the Las Vegas Raiders as the second best team in the AFC West, and that is clearly not true. It is clearly the Kansas City Chiefs. So I will eat crow. I had the Raiders winning 11 games. Last year I had them losing 12 games. This year I have them winning 11 games. Last year they basically flipped my prediction. It looks like this year they're going to flip my prediction and lose 11 games instead. Go ahead, Joe. That's going to be fun to follow.
I'm never wrong. So I have nothing to eat crow on. I have nothing to eat crow. This is going the exact way that I thought it was going to go.
Love it. I love it. No crow for Joe. I am going to. I got a little animated earlier about the Miami Dolphins. It's working out. This is also something that I said, like I had the Ravens winning. I thought the Ravens were going to win this game easily. And the defense did not show up. So I was wrong. I think on our show last week, I said the Ravens were going to win by like 14, and it was looking really good that was going to happen for a long while. So I'll sidle up next to a great big giant bowl of crow and eat this one. Like good for them. Way to go. Congratulations. Let's go. I think they play the Bills next week. If he does it against the Bills, then we're good. I can have legit conversations about it.
Tyreek Hill's going straight to the Hall of Fame.
Quick question for you guys. Richie's asking, would you trade Jonathan Taylor for Cook, CeeDee Lamb, and DJ Moore in a redraft?
Wait.
You have Barkley, Fournette, and Dillon and Jacobs.
What is this?
G for Delvin Cook.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so much. You're getting offered. Yeah.
Yes, you absolutely should make that trade.
He's going to have Dalvin Cook and Saquon and Fournette still, and Dillon. He's fine.
So speaking about that was a fantasy trade. Now, Tony, if you could see on the side, you could fantasy regrets is what you wanted to get into today.
Yes, I do.
So, quickly.
Yeah, you can do a player that you drafted, and please chime in the chat too. A player you drafted, or it could be a player that you didn't draft that you wish you would have drafted more of.
My biggest regret, and I was telling you guys before the show, is more of Swift. I drafted him in one league and I traded for him in another league, so I had a feeling like this is going to be a crazy year for him. But I should have went all in. I am in 12 fantasy leagues, and me only having DeAndre Swift in 2 leagues made a big mistake there. I should have been using all of my mid first round picks on Swift. And Joe told me to, so Joe, you win this one.
Yeah, and I didn't listen to my own damn advice and go with Swift. The guy I was high on was Dalvin Cook, and I thought Dalvin Cook was going to do it something. And after 2 weeks, he hasn't done cracking. That's why I put him right there in that damn graphic, Tony. That's the other way around, but you see it. That's why he's right there. Dalvin Cook, show your ass up.
I think he's got some good days in front of him, and he will be fine. My player, and I really have 2 of them. But I'm going to stick with the Lions theme. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Last year, he was the guy that I drafted at every single one of end of my drafts. I used to pick on Amon-Ra St. Brown because I was like, the Lions don't have any wide receivers. And then I ended up giving up on him in like 5 of the leagues before he ended up breaking out. And then this year I kept telling myself, don't draft him in any of the mocks, and then make sure you get him in the end of the 5th, 6th round in every draft. And every time it came up, there was a running back that I liked better that fell to that spot. Whether it be Elijah Mitchell falling to the 5th round there, Cam Akers fell in another one, and I just kept on drafting out of that spot. And I just sit there watching it going like, wait, I could have had him in the 6th round, near the 7th round in some of my drafts, and I didn't. I took running backs, and then I went and got Elijah Moore in the round after that. So I'll go with Amon-Ra St. Brown. The other one is Cooper Kupp. I'm so mad at myself for not being like, whoa. He's guaranteed 15 targets every weekend. Matthew Stafford is in love with this guy. Cooper Kupp. I regret not drafting you in the first round of my drafts. I'm very upset about it.
Oh man, Amon-Ra.
Rank these guys.
Amon-Ra is a beast. Sutton Davis.
Rank these for the rest of the season.
Rest of the season. I don't know how serious this ankle injury is for Gabe Davis, and I don't know how serious the ankle injury is for Jerry Jeudy, but wow. I feel like I'm about to put CeeDee Lamb in last place, and that feels really stupid to say out. I liked what I've seen from Drake London, and I like the fact that there's no competition there.
I was going to put London number 1.
Yeah,
I still put CD number 2. Then I put Gabe Davis and Sutton, but that's just my order. But like you said,
the only guy here that situation is a buy right now is London and maybe Cortland Sutton. So those 2 are probably the highest values as of right now. If Dak's really coming back after a week, maybe CD gets back on the board as what we thought he was going to be.
Yeah, I think rest of the season, even though as much as I love Gabe Davis, I'm gonna put him last there. Like I still am a big believer in Cortland Sutton, so I'm gonna stick with the way they were pretty much drafted, except for maybe Drake London, CD, Drake, Sutton, and then Gabe Davis.
It's Kumaro season, baby. The long lost Bosa.
He is part of the family. Joe, what's the next? I forgot the list.
Deal or no deal? These are guys that you want to trade or you want to trade for. So guys that you're willing to trade that you have on your bench right now or on your team.
Yep.
I didn't do it this year, guys, but I usually do it every year since this guy's gotten into the league. And guess what? Do it again. Trade A.J. Brown right now. Get your max value from A.J. Brown and thank me in about 4 weeks. Not going to say why. Not going to speak it into existence. But trade for A.J. Brown. He was already in the tent last night. He already spent some time in the tent. He's already familiar. He's gotten used to the Philadelphia tent.
You're saying trade him away, correct?
Trade him away and trade for, if you want to really go for it, you have a really good team and you think you can flip maybe one starter and some depth pieces, go get him on Ross St. Brown. He might be your league winner. And I think that Austin Eckler owners are getting a little nervous. He had 18 points in PPR formats, but it wasn't an impressive 18 points. It was kind of like late in the game, stacking up receptions. Go get Austin Eckler. This Chargers offense is struggling a little bit, not mightily. Obviously dealt with some offensive line issues, dealt with this, dealt with that. I know that the safe bet and where they can get explosive plays from is number 30, and it's easy to get the ball to him. So I know that he's going to get more and more and more if the Chargers offense is looking for that spark. So I would trade for Austin Eckler, trade for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and sell A.J. Brown high.
Well, right now I'm trying to trade Leonard Fournette. I'm trying to trade everybody on my team because I'm 0-2, and it doesn't matter. So if you have an offer, you come with it. I think if you're 0-2, you guys shake some stuff up. Don't go full panic mode. Get good value. But I just got, like I told you guys, I'm trying to get DeAndre Swift in one of my leagues right now. All you have to do is throw it out there in somebody's ear and be like, hey, this is who I'm looking at. And if their team is not doing that well, sometimes they'll be looking to make that move too. So I told Tony and Mike before the show that I was trying to get DeAndre Swift, and the guy told me, no, it's too early. Well, guess who just texted me with an offer for DeAndre Swift? So I'm going to probably pull that off in the next few hours. He's asking for Leonard Fournette and Keenan Allen in a deal for DeAndre Swift.
Take that. Thank you.
I wonder how many relationships out there, like spouses think men are cheating on them because they're so into a text message that they just got, but it's about a fantasy football trade.
You know how many times it's happened to me where my wife's been like, why are you smiling at your phone? And then you look at my phone and it's literally like something about football.
Yeah, they just look over. Yeah, there's some pretty great memes that have already captured that. I think the real life moment is what I want to see. I'm going after King Henry, guys. I think that owners are frustrated, and I have seen it so many times where you see bad starts like this to really great players, and I think a slow start for him is normal. He'll get cooking here and finish with 1,400 yards and double-digit touchdowns. I'm gonna try to put out a couple trades this week and get Derrick Henry. And here's the thing. It can't get much worse for me, Mike. It really can't.
I heard he's playing a team that struggled making tackles last week, too.
Darrell Williams looked like a beast against the Raiders.
Couldn't tackle someone that's 5'7". I don't know how they're going to do against Derrick Henry.
Last segment of the day, because we're getting close to that 1 hour mark, is waiver targets. Get that out, throw it at the board. Who you guys taking tonight?
This player should have been drafted, but I've seen that in some reports on Fantasy Pros, it's like around 50%, 60%, some leagues 70% on like ESPN leagues. But just double check that Garrett Wilson's rostered. This dude looks like he might be the best rookie wide receiver. He's in a situation now where he's already starting to outshine Elijah Moore. We're only in week 2. And then I would also say his teammate, Corey Davis, 2 straight really good games. This offense is starting to look really dynamic. And I think once Zach Wilson gets out there, a guy that can extend the plays a little bit more than Joe Flacco, they're going to start to leak behind defenses down the field. You're going to see Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore making some big plays. And then just a shout out to Devin Duvernay, just double check that he is picked up. It looks like his role when he doesn't have a concussion in the offense is established. In the first half, He's already on track for another 80-yard with a kick return performance. And then in week 1, obviously, he had the big game. So those are the 3 guys I'd be targeting. 2 are probably taken, though. Duvernay and Wilson should be rostered.
Yeah. I'm going to throw a name out there that he probably got dropped a lot. He probably was drafted and then dropped. Is Tyler Algier of the Falcons. Go get him. He played 31% in his first game, so it's only going to get more and more into that offense as the Atlanta Falcons try to figure out what they want to do on offense. But that's a good guy to go out there and get because he will be, I think, the number 1 running back by the end of the year. And then stay on the running back course. I'm going to say Raheem Mostert of Miami. He's getting the more carries down there now. He's taking over for Chase Edmonds, it looks like. And, of course, guys, I already mentioned it. Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I didn't. Did anybody say Noah Brown? I didn't catch the last one of Mike's.
No.
Noah Brown, I think right now is the leading receiver on the Cowboys. Michael Gallup, even when he does come back, is going to need to be worked into the offense. And also Cooper Rush, while he's starting, has more chemistry from second team and practice squad and all those reps that he gets with a guy like Noah Brown than he does with CeeDee Lamb. He's more comfortable. He knows where he's going to be. So I think that plays to his advantage. It's not a super long one. Short term, if you do, Brashad Perryman might be a good pickup this week for a 1-week status. And then if James Conner's out, Darrell Williams came in and looked like he at least ran aggressive. He got the goal line carry. Maybe that was just due to his rep, like switching it up there. But we've seen Enoy Benjamin. I don't think that he's going to like fully take over the job. So if you, you're hurting for running backs for a week, 2 weeks, Darrell Williams, I think, would be the guy to go get from Arizona.
I like that take. He's a vet filling a role in an offense that is important for the Cardinals to get their passing game going.
Yeah, I just think he's got an opportunity to kind of seize that second role. He's a veteran. He's played with Andy Reid, and he's filled in as a starter there. I think he's good, not great, and will be fine in that. Tight ends we didn't mention are Logan Thomas and Gerald Everett, are 2 guys that, like, if you're an idiot and you thought Cole Kmet was going to get more than 1 target per game this year, then go ahead and look for Gerald Everett or Logan Thomas.
G7.
Well, week 2, full of surprises. I'm still pissed. I'm ready for week 3.
I'm ready
for week 3.
I'm ready to get hurt again, Tony.
Yeah.
We're ready. Let's end the show. Let's end the show with this quickly because I don't think we go live again before Thursday. And maybe you don't have it. But quick pick for Thursday Night Football. I should have told you guys to prepare, but who are you leaning towards? At least you don't have to make a decision right now, but who are you leaning towards Thursday Night Football? And then we'll end the show.
They're playing in Pittsburgh?
Oh, I don't even know. They are playing in Cleveland.
Damn. I'm leaning Pittsburgh still. I'm leaning Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
I still think Mitch is a
Mike.
better quarterback. I think they can slow down the run game. I'm probably going to pick the Steelers too, so I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Oh, my goodness.
I know you believe in the Browns, Tony, but
Come on, Tony. Come on, Tony.
You saw
Mitch,
that?
In Mitch we trust. In Mitch we trust.
I'm going for I need you guys to get the video ready right now.
It's Mike Tomlin.
I'm not going to do this. Get the video ready. We can go out on this. We talked about the bonus point system for the Pick'em Challenge. I'm going with a 6-6 tie on Thursday Night Football. Brown Steelers. 6-6 tie. The worst Thursday Night Football game I ever could have imagined. Jacoby
was it 10? Was it 10 points?
10-point bonus. I'm going for it. 6-6. The ugliest football game we've ever seen.
I'm starting to think you might actually hit it. I'm going to copy you just to block you.
Going for a 10-point bonus on Thursday Night Football.
Well, I think that's the next show that we'll see them on is the Pick'em Challenge, right?
Well, yeah, we do that show after on Friday.
Yeah, on like
Oh.
Friday morning, Friday afternoon, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Mike, tell
Appreciate
people how to
it.
join your pick'em challenge real quick.
Huh? How
Tell
to
people
join
how
it?
to join the pick'em.
Well, it's not in this description, but if you guys go to my profile on either Instagram, which is now NFL 2_ Mike, gonna change that. I made a mistake, guys. I changed it to that, and then I realized you can't change your name for 14 days. I realized the real NFL Mike is available, and now I want to be the real NFL Mike. Instead, I'm NFL 2_ Mike on Instagram.
Well, guess who
You can't
just
win
took
them all.
NFL Mike?
You can't win them all. Also, don't go and take that handle, you jerks. But anyway, go to my profile, Instagram, NFL 2_ Mike, or NFL Mike on TikTok. The link is there in the profile. You can submit your picks, and those picks, the winner each week, gets a jersey of their choice if they choose to claim one. Last week, the person that won, I never heard from them, so I don't even know what's going on with that. But if you claim it, you will get a jersey of your choice.
Bring on the Titans, Tony.
Bring on Derrick Henry.
Let's go,
It's gonna be
Jacksonville.
Just gonna be like Abrams and Morig and Nate Hobbs, just like on Henry's back as he runs down the field still, even though that they're.
Anyways, week 2. What a week.
I'm taking the Titans for sure.
Take us away, Tony.
Take us away, Tony.
Play the video. I don't know. I've been out of material for about 58 minutes, guys.
Fade the curtain.